Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Municipality of Monroeville's regular council meeting. Today is Tuesday, December 9th, 2014, approximately 7 p.m. If we'd all kindly rise for the Lord's Prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mayor Cinco.
Here.
Mrs. Gatos.
Here.
Dr. Griesbach.
Here.
Mr. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Johns.
Here.
Mr. Clary.
Here.
Mr. Duncan.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Little.
Here.
Mr. Dice.
Here.
Mr. Lally.
Here.
Mr. Hugus.
Here.
Mr. Sedlak.
Here.
Mr. Chufo.
Here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna stay on schedule. Then after that, we do have a brief executive session, but we're gonna allow the presentation of our building inspector of the year. And this is Jim. If you'll come on up and present it with Dave, if you would, please. Bring your lovely wife up with you.
I got a little speech here I prepared.
Sure.
First off, I want to tell you exactly what Commonwealth Building Officials is.
Jim, would you give your full name
Okay.
for
My
Sharon?
full name is James Matchers. I am president of Commonwealth Building Officials. We are a chapter of the ICC. Basically, what Commonwealth Building Officials does, and what we are a code group, local chapter of the International Code Council. We hold regional seminars and regional training, which will allow our members to maintain their certifications. We issue the continuing education credits. Our area extends from the West Virginia line to Lake Erie and from the Ohio line all the way out to State College. Okay, I just want to give you a little bit of background on what CBO is. Dave has been a member of CBO since 1997. He's held various offices on the CBO board and was CBO president in 2006. Dave also then served on the PennBOK, which is the statewide chapter of code officials, and he was president in 2011. During his time on the PennBOK board, he was awarded a Building Code Official of the Year in 2007 from PennBOK. Dave has testified at the code hearings in 2008 for input on the 2009 code. Due to Dave's dedication and the whole department's dedication, Monroeville has been given a ISO rating of 2, which there's very few other communities in the state that have that. Of the 2,600 communities, but Monroeville is one of the 2 communities that have received that rating of 2. No other community in the state has ever been rated at a 1. The ISO rating has a direct impact on your fire insurance rates in your community. So with the department you have, with a rating of 2, your community is extremely fortunate to have quality people here working for you like Dave. How Dave got the award was CBO held a regional conference this year, and there were ballots sent out for the nomination for the Code Official of the Year. Now, as I said, they went from the West Virginia line to Lake Erie and from Ohio to State College. Every community, every municipality got a ballot, and through that, Dave it was close voting, but Dave won. And with the presentation of this award, Dave becomes one of 3 people in the state that have won both the Commonwealth Building Officials Award and PennBOK's Code Official of the Year Award. So as president of Commonwealth Building Officials, it is my great privilege to name Mr. Dave Knox Code Official of the Year for 2014.
Dave, you can certainly say a few words if you'd like.
Well, I guess he just said something I didn't know, that 3 people in the state have gotten both. I didn't know that till he just said that. So that kind of like really is an honor. And I've always said and always will say, whatever things happen through good and bad times with Monroeville, I think there's a lot of people here that stick together as a team and try to do what we can in the best interest of the community. And I'm hoping that this is something that shows people there are a lot of positive things that happen here. And although we got a lot of negative publicity in the last couple of years, there's a lot of positive publicity that I think we deserve too. Not just me, but the entire staff of the building department works as hard as I do. It's just, I was the lucky one this time.
Congratulations, Dave.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but we are going to go to a very brief executive session. We'll be back momentarily. back in session. There's a motion to come out of an executive session.
Motion to come out.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and we're back on. And right now, we'll address any public comment on proposed agenda items only. Agenda items only. Seeing none, we'll move over. I'll make the announcement. Council conducted an executive session for personnel and litigation on Thursday, December 4th, 2014, beginning at 7:20 PM and ending at 8:30 PM. Council legislative action, if any, shall be taken tonight at the December 9th, 2014 council meeting. Moving over to our minutes. Council, any other questions or comments on our council work session of October 9th, 2014? Seeing none, I'm sorry? Seeing none, motion on the floor?
Motion approved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Move over to our reports of our tax collections. Once again, council, any other comment or corrections? Seeing none, motion on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Moving over to our payroll report. Once again, council, any corrections or additions? Seeing none, motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
For a list of bills and budget transfers, any other additions or corrections? Seeing none, motion on the floor.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Moving over to our vacancies and boards, commissions, and authorities, are any appointments, excuse me, or nominations?
I have an appointment and a nomination.
Mr. Wilson, if you would,
I would
please.
like to nominate Betsy Desmond for the Personnel Board, and I have an appointment for Gail Jackson for the,
You have to wait till January. That appointment doesn't terminate until January. You can make it next month.
I thought it terminated at the end of this month,
It does.
31st.
Well, it's still, the problem
Okay.
is, it's still going until the 31st.
Okay.
Which one?
That's the Water Authority.
Okay, and Mr. Wilson, if you would, on the...
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
That's okay. On the personnel, that certainly
Let's do
falls...
one at a time, yeah.
That follows under my domain, and I'm just going to appoint her with your approval.
Yes,
I'll do that tonight, but I just...
Thank you.
Any others?
that's all. Thank you.
Mayor, I have three, actually.
Please.
I would like to nominate Richard Tieran for a reappointment to the Zoning Hearing Board.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next.
I'd also like to reappoint Amanda Settlemeyer to the Convention Visitors Bureau.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One more, I would like to nominate for reappoint Gary Pugliano to the Monroeville Finance Authority.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any other
I have
appointments?
one, Mr. Mayor.
Please.
I'd like to nominate Mark Dell to the Monroeville Municipal Authority.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any others? I'd like to appoint Betsy Desmond to the Personnel Board. Under the Home Rule Charter, all I need is your consent. So is there a motion for the consent?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any other nominations or appointments, council? Seeing none, we'll move over to bids and proposals, and Mr. Dice and Mr. Gleason, if you would.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, I was close.
You only one away.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. How you doing?
Thank you.
That would be Mr. Little, not Mr. Dice, but Mike,
got close.
you're going to handle it. I was close. I was only one off.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. My name is Mike Gleason. I'm with Arthur J. Gallagher. We're the largest broker for public entity business in the country. And thank you for retaining us as the broker for Monroeville. And this year, I'm up here to do the annual review of the property casualty coverages and what the result of that is. We work closely with the administration to make sure you get the best combination of price and coverage that is available in the marketplace. The result of that process is in your packet on the right. There's a quote summary. The first page is a detailed comparison of the major coverage limits and coverages, and the second page is the thing that everybody wants to see, which is the actual pricing year over year. So the first column is a description of what the line of business is. The second column is the expiring policies, and the third column is the renewal pricing. And if you go down to the bottom line, you'll see that year over year, I also have good news, and that is your premiums are down this year. The main reason why you have a reduction is because of the excellent claims experience of the municipality. And it's really a testament to the great job the staff and employees have done in keeping their claims experience down.
Knock on a lot of wood.
Over a number of years. It's not just a reflection of 1 year. This is really a culmination of years of experience that go into the calculation of these premiums, and you received a nice discount this year, and I'm really happy to report that. The loss summary is on the left side of your packet, and really, if anybody has any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Counsel, any questions for Mr. Gleason? We're quite happy that we're saving money.
It's a good thing. And it's an unusual thing, too, to see premiums go down year to year. So.
Well, I don't think
It's a
anybody
great
up here is
job.
going to complain, neither will
No,
our
we'll take
residents.
it.
So,
Yep.
very good.
You run a great ship here, so congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
Good job, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move over to new business, and that would be 14-9 ST, Forge Regional Hospital. Are there any folks representing the hospital? You can certainly come on up. Once again, whoever's going to do the speaking for you all, maybe you want to all put your name on the record for Sharon, if you would, please.
If you sign the sheet, if you could sign the sheet and state your name, please.
If you would all briefly just go over your item before us. This was discussed at our council work session at length, but for the listening audience, it would probably be good to hear your issue once again, if you would.
So I'll start things while they're signing in. So I'm Reese Jackson, the CEO of Forbes Hospital.
Nice to see you, Reese.
And, what we're trying to do at Forbes is, if anyone's familiar with the hospital, even when it was constructed in the 1970s, there was no separation of patient and visitor flow. So what we're really doing is trying to correct something that's a 40-year-old problem. And it never really should have been a problem to begin with in hindsight. But the two dedicated elevators will allow us. There'll only be patients. Patients and hospital employees. So it's not for visitors, and it will help us also complement our new ICU. So we're constructing a 20-bed ICU on the 6th floor. So this elevator actually gives us direct access from the emergency room, to that floor and others as well. But that's the I'm almost excited about the elevators as I am the ICU. So, yeah.
Council, anybody else would like to say anything? Good description. Council, any questions or comments for this item before you? Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. John?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Good luck with your project, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Little, you have some motions, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The first motion, requesting a motion to open a Pliget account for escrowing certain business privilege taxes.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Okay, the second motion is a motion to appoint the Civil Service Commission nominees for the oral interview board for the promotional interviews from sergeant to lieutenant. Mr. Howard Burton, or I should say Chief Howard Burton, David McIntyre, Leonard Tinsley, and as the alternate, Tom Fitzgerald.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
The third is a motion dealing with the same area with the promotional testing, a motion to appoint the testing agency of Bill Gamble for the written test from sergeant to lieutenant promotional written examination.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Okay, as I mentioned at the work session on Thursday, I was going to talk to Attorney Zunick out of Bruce Dice's office, and I've also talked with Tom Pollitt, Regional Manager for Waste Management, and I want to hold up on this motion. I don't think there will be a problem with it if we do it in January. There's just some ambiguity that has to be cleared up, and Mr. Pollitt said that he would be going back to his legal department and talking about this. So I just want to put a hold on motion.
Why don't we get a motion to table it till next month?
Motion to table, yeah.
Is there a motion on the
Table.
floor? Second?
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Motion number 5 is a motion to install a street light at 1401 John Street on pole number 241551.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Number 6 is a motion to install a street light, another street light near 443 Bruner Drive on pole number 238755.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Item number 7 is a motion to advertise a special meeting to amend the 2014 budget to exclude the transfer of $1 million from the general fund to the other post-employment benefit fund. I'm recommending that this be done possibly on Friday, the 19th, at about 2 o'clock, because it has to be advertised in the paper 7 days in advance. And do I have any volunteers, at least 4 volunteers from the council that can make that meeting on Friday, the 19th at 2 p.m.? Mr. Wilson, you're shaking your head yes. Anybody else?
I can make it.
I'll make it.
Nick?
I could probably make it.
Okay.
You have at least 5.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we have that motion on the table.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Caleri?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
And additionally, I think we should pass a motion on the insurance quotes, to accept the insurance quotes from Mr. Gleason.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, motion on the floor on the insurance.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? None. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
No, that's fine. Moving over to resolutions, once again, Mr. Little.
The first resolution is a resolution authorizing the filing of an application for funds with the Allegheny County Department of Economic Development for the Monroeville Senior Citizens Center patio renovation grant for the year 2015.
Motion on the floor.
So
Motion.
moved.
There's a motion and a second.
I just heard a motion.
Okay,
I
is there a
second.
second?
Second.
Questions or comments?
No, just-
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Number two is a resolution adopting revised accounting procedures for the Police Asset Seizure Fund.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Mr. Dice, if you would.
Yes, the next 5 ordinances are ordinances you'll see in every December of each year. The first ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality fixing real estate millage for land and buildings and structures for 2015.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Dice.
The next ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville to provide for the adoption of a budget containing estimates of proposed revenues and expenditures for the calendar year beginning January 1st, 2015.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call. Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr.
The
Dice.
third ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville continuing the deed transfer, mercantile, business privilege tax, and local tax services pursuant to the Local Tax Enabling Act of 1965 as amended.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Dice.
Fourth ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville adjusting the salary system structure for 2015.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Dice.
Yes, the last ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville establishing the 2015 fee schedule.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Clary?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Dice. We'll move over to reports of our municipal staff. And Bruce, any?
Words of wisdom?
Yes.
Not tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to save them.
Mr. Little.
None.
Very good. Paul Hugus.
No comments.
Very good. Sean Lawley.
No comments.
None. Very good. All right, we'll move over now to public comments on any municipal item. Would anybody like to address council? Please come on up, sign in, and state your name for the record.
Mr. Mayor, last Thursday, I understand there was some kind of a resolution made on the, how should I say, outgoing money for Mrs. McKinney. Is that true? Can you talk about it tonight?
Mr. Dice.
There's no comment tonight.
Was there a resolution? Can I ask that?
There's no comment.
Okay.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, would anybody like to address council? It is certainly your time. Harold, if you'll sign in and state your name for, oh, you already did?
Harold Kutowski, representing the Monroeville Fire Department's Fire Chiefs Committee. Just wanted to thank everybody for passing the budget. I know it's a very diligent job that you did. It does take a lot of hard work, and keeping the budget the way that you did and organized, I think you guys did a fantastic job. I say it because it's a lot of work, and I was there. So that's all, believe it or not. Thank you for all the hard work.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave the floor open. Come on up, please.
Already signed in.
State your name for the record, Ralph.
Ralph Greco from Monroeville. I just want to thank this council for what a nice job they're doing. Believe me, the people in Monroeville actually have pride in Monroeville again. And it's just great to see it. Everybody's pleased. You're doing a great job. So I want to thank you and wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Ralph. Thank you.
Thanks, Ralph.
Janice, I think you wanted to come on up? If you'll please sign in.
I'm signed in, thank you.
Jan Solszewski, Asbury Court. I just have a couple of questions that maybe legal could help clarify or whatever. I've been following in the legal notices no, I guess that's no good, huh? I've been following the legal notices regarding the ordinance or curative amendment or something regarding billboards. And I've been able to look at the application for the billboards, and in the application there was some language there that maybe Mr. Dice could clarify for us, that it says it challenges the Planning Commission on the zoning for the establishment of these boards. Does that then imply a curative amendment because they're challenging?
Is this coming in the form of a curative amendment?
That's her interpretation of the language in the ordinance.
I know.
Whether they're interpreting it as a...
No, this
amendment.
isn't the ordinance. No, Mark, this is the application.
It's the application.
Yeah.
You're trying to get an interpretation as to whether the application implies it's a curative amendment or amendment to the zoning ordinance.
And I
Based
thought it
on
was
that
just,
language.
it was an amendment to the zoning ordinance, an overlay district.
Okay, well,
my
that's
impression
the draft of the ordinance, the amendment of the ordinance, but the application tends to read something a little different. And on the application, I didn't notice that there was any date. Should there be a date?
I would have thought it was stamped.
There's a timestamp on the application.
Okay, it says October 17th.
I don't know, there might be a date on it.
Okay.
There's a timestamp when we
Okay.
received it.
Now, my question is, when it's time-stamped, does this mean that the application is then made as of that date?
It's received by the municipality, that starts the clock.
Okay. And so then...
Let me say this, let me
Yeah,
help
that's
just a
okay.
little bit.
Sure.
Because this is a zoning amendment, a zoning change, there really isn't the timeframes that you see with site plans or conditional uses or any of those things. Zoning amendments are really totally legislative and totally discretionary on council's part.
Yeah, on behalf of the council, right, correct.
So what I'm saying is there's no time window that council has to act on this.
Right, so being that there's no date or application number, it doesn't matter?
Well,
Or-
you do have, you
Does this...
do have I would think you do have an application number now. I would think you have a date that you received it.
There were three
Mark, you
additional
have to speak
applications
into-
submitted to the municipality.
Talking to your little
Talk to your
microphone.
mic, Mark.
I'm sorry.
To your mic, Mark.
There were three additional applications submitted to the municipality for each location that they're proposing the billboard installation, which is part of the overlay district.
Okay. And if
That
if that's the fact, if this was an application that was received in October, then wouldn't that fall under our current zoning, and they would then be applying under the current zoning
Under the ordinance that was in effect in October.
at that time?
Right.
So then it should be denied because it doesn't comply to zoning?
Well, they're
It's
asking
just-
to amend it.
Right.
They're asking to amend the zoning district.
So
When
they're,
when you have a situation where the zoning ordinance doesn't provide for a use, or you want to change the use, the land that is presently zoned to a different zone to permit that use, you come in with a zoning amendment.
But either of those are occurring, Mr. Dice. They're not asking for a rezoning of the property.
Okay.
They're asking to create an overlay district.
Right.
All of the properties that they're proposing to install the outdoor advertising structures are either within the C2, M1, or M2 zoning districts. Currently, our zoning ordinance allows for billboards to be constructed in those three districts.
Right.
So they're not asking for a rezoning.
Correct.
They're just asking to do the overlay.
So this would not be a rezoning then?
No.
It isn't a rezone.
No.
Okay.
No, they're
And-
requesting an overlay district.
Yes. And they're requesting 180-foot depth for that overlay district. I mean, that's what the application,
Okay,
that's
that's
what
what
the
it
draft
says.
says.
It is what it
on
is.
Yes. I'm just reading what it says. Now, in that 180-foot depth, have we taken into consideration any highway easements, like slope easements, drainage easements, utility easements, that would preclude them from establishing signs in those areas?
Typically, your setback requirements are based on the edge of the right-of-way. The edge of the right-of-way, if they interfere with any drainage, culvert systems and things like that, that would be up to the engineers to design around that.
As well as checking with the highway plans that would have been,
The plans have been submitted to Shane Rhodes from PennDOT. He's
Okay.
going to review them through the District 11 PennDOT office.
okay, so then if I'm reading this correctly then too, they're asking for basically a 7,000 lineal feet along both sides of the Parkway East.
Correct.
And in that district, currently, there are limitations on billboards saying that they have to be a minimum of 750 feet apart. They're requesting to be decreased to 500 feet apart.
Correct.
They're also requesting for the faces of the signs to be, currently, our zoning says 150 square feet per face.
Correct.
They want 700 square feet.
Correct.
Which is the size of a lot of houses in Monroeville or the first floor of a house. Also, they're requesting the height of the boards to be increased, like almost 4 times, from 24 feet to 80 feet high.
Correct.
They're also requesting colored lighting and permitting it to be able to be changed every 6 seconds with a new message occurring every second or less.
Correct.
And that the lighting, although it is restricted to operational hours on the sign, it says except for digital displays. So the boards would be able to be lit 24 hours a day.
That's correct.
So people living in Ward 5 and Ward 7, that their houses look upon the parkway, they'll be able to look at these from their windows of their bedrooms and living rooms and so on, 24 hours a day. The other thing is that they're requesting the term of the maintenance to be decreased from 3 years, which it is now, to 10 years.
10 years, correct.
So that, again, we're looking at deterioration of facilities that may be erected there. And to do an overlay district for,
We have property maintenance policies in effect. If that structure should deteriorate, such as chip paint, any type of vegetation growing on it, burnout lighting systems, things like that, we can step in the property maintenance code. And
has there been any type of discussion or any investigation as far as like the height of these signs with it being distracting to 18-wheelers?
they have provided documentation to the municipality.
Who has
The
provided?
applicant. And there were studies done concerning these type of billboards, that they don't pose a distraction to the traffic. You're more than happy to review them. They're in my office.
Yeah, I'd like a copy of those, because I've seen them adversely, especially like in the Philadelphia area when they're along 95. And this is the same ordinance that basically that I read to be the same as what was denied in 2005 and 2007.
There's a big difference this time, though.
What's the difference, please?
The difference is the applicant wanted the billboards deemed approved with the amendment to the zoning ordinance. This time, there's a separate application for each location. Not only does this council have to approve the overlay district, the change of the zoning ordinance, the change of the zoning map, they also have to approve the conditional use applications.
So, but why is the application being made now under the current zoning and not under the new zoning, if it should ever go?
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
And I'm not trying to,
Okay.
you know, Janice, I know, you certainly know, I feel very strongly that residents have a right to come up and voice their opinion, but this hasn't been presented to planning or even to council
It
yet.
was presented to planning, and they tabled it. That's why I'm questioning now,
At the
and they're
re-
telling me that it should be going to council. So I'd like to know, is it coming to council, and when?
It was tabled at the request of the applicant.
They didn't hear it.
The Planning Commission has not heard this application.
So wouldn't that be, it'd be more appropriate to go to the planning and
I
start
did.
there? Yeah, but they
Yeah.
tabled it though.
Well,
And that
then
was
they
my
s-
understanding.
But then
that
they
it was by
said
the
that it would be
applicant.
heard here,
No, not until,
January.
no, correct.
That's what they said, to January.
Right. December 17th will be the Planning Commission meeting.
And they're still going to hear it?
And January 8th will be the public hearing in front of this council.
And the other documents will be available at the...
Everything's
municipality?
available for everybody to review at this point in time
Okay,
now.
thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll open it up for any comments.
Good evening. My name is Tom Henningsen.
Did you sign in, Tom?
Residents, yes,
Okay,
I've
very
signed in here. I would like to follow up on that discussion about the billboards.
Don't touch the microphone, sir, it's fine.
They can hear you fine.
Okay. Since...
But Tom, wouldn't it be appropriate to start it off at the I'm not gonna, tell you that you don't have a right to talk to us about that, but the planning commission would be where you want to start. Because we haven't, I'll speak for myself, I haven't seen anything.
No, but I'm really talking about some technical issues here. The technical issue being...
That's also before the planning commission. I
No,
think.
but a legal issue then.
The legal issues are there. It has to start with the planning commission. That's the process. I mean, I don't mind trying to answer questions about applications that don't exist before council, because this doesn't exist before you at this time. It hasn't even been presented to planning commission. I don't know how you intelligently speak about it without having the applicant there too. I mean, we should be transparent about this. I mean, everybody should get an opportunity, and that's why we have the two-step process. First, the planning commission, and then us. You know, if you have legal issues, submit them to us or submit them to planning department. You know, we can try to answer them, but I don't know that the business meeting at this point is the forum in which you should do that.
Mr. Dice, I'm pretty well aware of Mr. Henningsen's questions. We've entertained a lot of discussion on this topic. I have forwarded those questions to your daughter. We're in
Okay,
the
but
process.
just so you know, I haven't. Okay, you two may have talked, but I mean,
Yeah,
no
I
one is, I'm not in the loop yet. It's premature to do that.
But I just wanted to reassure Mr. Henningsen that his concerns are being processed.
Okay.
Mr. Dice, isn't this the exact situation that if council gives an opinion on this matter, that they could be eliminated?
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of the game. That's all. I'm trying to keep the game on a fair playing field, and that
I'm
means,
saying I don't want to have a hearing till it's,
and there's a conditional use in this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're not going any further, because that's the quasi judicial part. And I want everybody to understand, there's a process to follow, and that is planning commission, then to the governing body. And because there's conditional use portions to it, the applicant has a right to be present and put on a case. If you remember, Mr. Johns is the example that we have where he had offered an opinion about an application, and the applicant's attorney appropriately said, you can't serve now and hear the case. And so we've got a similar situation brewing here. I don't want to go down that road until it's appropriate to discuss it with the applicant present, represented by counsel.
Let me speak, please. It's
I'm
my
not going to answer any questions, though. I just want you to understand that.
All right. I believe it has been stated that this is not a curative amendment. So it's my understanding that if Monroeville voluntarily takes it up, there has to be a sponsor who is an elected member of council, or maybe you, Mayor, is anybody sponsoring this legislation? Because I don't
Was a
believe
fee
it
paid to
can...
get this here?
Yes, there was.
So the applicant, the owner or equitable interest, equitable owner of the land is the person who's bringing the application.
But that's a curative amendment.
No.
If it's a voluntary thing, you need to make a decision that you are going to consider this, as I think you indicated before, Monroeville can consider it or not. The applicant, as you call them, have all rights to approach Monroeville and say, would you please consider changing it? But since they are not filing it as the word escapes me, a curative amendment, then it means that you, council, are taking it up, and that means somebody has to sponsor it before the staff can even look at it. That's what I'm being told. I'm talking to the an organization that's called the Pennsylvania Resource Council.
Okay, well, I think you're getting some bad advice. Because the applicants paid a fee. If they have ownership in the land in some fashion, they can apply for whatever it is that they're asking for here. And it's not sponsored by council, it's not sponsored by the planning commission, just as you could if you had land and you wanted to put something up. You could
Yes.
come in and make application. They've done that. Again, I don't know where we're going with this.
They have paid for a review of the site plan, which should be handled under the current ordinances. But I'm talking about the amendment, a 5-page ordinance that is being proposed as being added to the Monroeville zoning ordinance.
Okay, well, go ahead, keep talking. Finish your point.
I think it's finished.
Okay.
Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll open it up to anybody else who would like to address council. And for you Boy Scouts in the back, I'm going to recognize you, have you come on up. I think you have to do this for one of your badges, am I correct? Yeah, well, hang in there. Hi, please. Please sign in, both of you, state your name for the record.
William
officially.
Cornrump, Logan's Ferry Road.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name. Sorry.
William Cornrump, Logan's Ferry Road.
Thank you.
Bill Cornrump, Still City Steakhouse. I'm here, it's a good meeting. Yous are looking to increase signage, and I receive a letter about reducing my signage. This has been an ongoing battle, okay? Where I had the signs on my vehicles, okay? I sent Mark a letter a year and a half ago asking for a letter from Monroeville telling me I cannot put signage on my vehicles, which I never received, okay?
Can I step in here?
Yes,
You
you
certainly
can.
can, Mark.
I sent Mr. Cornrump numerous letters concerning the signage. This is for his business located at the intersection of 130 and 48. Upon sending him the letter last year for excess banners that were put up, which I got numerous complaints, they're tied to utility poles and things like that. And he also had a sign draped on a minibus that he had parked on his lot advertising his business. Now, I just want to make everybody perfectly clear. I'm the first one to advocate for small businesses in this town. I think it's a great thing. It generates tax dollars, and we have a place to eat. So I don't want to be labeled as somebody that's against business in Monroeville. You came into my office after I sent you the letter, and what did you tell me you were going to do with that school bus? You were going to wrap it.
No, I did not. What I said was I was going to sign it.
You were going to put a wrap on that sign.
No, I did not.
On the school bus.
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you were going to put some type of permanent signage.
But it's still my personal property.
You were going to put some type of permanent signage on that small bus, is that correct?
Not
Last year.
permanent signs, no. Okay? The letter I sent you, Mark, was I need a response from council concerning my personal vehicles.
Bill, I'm going to interrupt both of you. You do certainly and have a right to appeal to the zoning hearing board. Am I not correct, Mr. Dice?
That's correct.
I'll defer to Mark.
Okay. I would suggest strongly, and you know what, and look, I agree with Mark. I want your business to be a success. Go to the zoning, get some variances for your business. Then that way, that takes Mark out of that. If it's approved, you get to do whatever they will allow to give you. Am I correct, Mark? Help me out here.
Mr. Cornrump has both wall signage and freestanding signage on his property. He has a reader board, he has a regular ground sign there, and he has actual signage on a building that probably doesn't have a permit for. This signage that he's talking about is temporary signage. It's tied up between the
I
utility
think
pole and...
everybody knows the business well.
He's entitled to have a temporary banner for 30 days. I'm not going to deny him 30 day. I mean, anybody can come in and apply for a banner for 30 days. It's a $100 fee, okay? He hasn't done that. He hasn't made an effort to apply for a temporary banner.
Mark, what I'm trying to get at is why do I need to apply to this borough to put signs on my personal vehicle?
That's a question for that.
Okay, which I've been asking for a year and a half.
Let me just say to you this. Again, we're in a business meeting, and we're gonna try to get away from some of the chaos that's gone on in the past. This meeting is not the place to address whether or not a sign needs a permit or it doesn't. You haven't cited them.
I have not cited him.
Okay. Mark?
So that's a break.
Okay.
If he cites you, then this decision gets decided by District Judge Herbst. I mean, that's what should happen, that's what ordinarily would happen. It's not up to council to decide this. This is an administrative thing that Mark has to go through because that's his job. He's to interpret, together with Paul, the zoning ordinances and the ordinances come into play here. If an applicant is dissatisfied with the decision of either of these individuals, they can do one of two things. They can just ignore it, in which case they can issue a citation and now it goes to Herbst, or they can apply it, like you said, to the zoning hearing board. And it's those two forums that decide this issue, not you. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming up here, but I don't think council can give you any relief. It's either the zoning hearing board or it's going to be District Judge Herbst because there's been a citation. Council doesn't get into the interpreting whether or not a sign permit is needed or isn't needed. You know, that's not their forum.
I would highly recommend you guys go to the zoning hearing board.
Which we plan on, okay?
Okay.
But, you know, my problem is when I ride through Monroeville, okay, and I see banners on McGinnis's van advertising Chambers Peaches and everything else, and all the other banners throughout Monroeville, I got a problem.
Okay, that's the case you want to
Okay.
make. That's the case you want to make to the zoning hearing board or to District Judge Herbst if he cites you. You know, this isn't the place for it.
So you guys can't tell us where we can put these signs?
Absolutely not. We're not in that position.
You're regulated under the ordinance. You're allowed 225 square feet of ground signage and 225 square feet of wall signage on your property.
You're good. We're good. We're good. I mean, does that help you a little bit? I mean, work with Mark, go to the zoning.
I have tried to work with Mark, okay? When I called Mark the day after, it's, do you want to challenge me on this? Okay? It's not I'm trying to run a business.
No, I didn't say do you want to
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, see, that's the
Okay.
stuff I want you guys to talk about outside of council.
Please, Bill, go to zoning hearing board.
When is the next
They're
zoning board
very
meeting?
reasonable. You have to probably not until January now.
Bill, I'll offer you an olive branch again to do this administratively and save you the $1,000 it's going to cost you to appeal the interpretation of the zoning officer. If you want to come back in here, let's sit down, maybe, you know, we can get Mr. Little involved with the conversation, and I would rather resolve it that way than to save you the $1,000.
I do want to get it resolved.
Then why
Okay?
don't you call and schedule a meeting tomorrow and we'll get it resolved.
I'll go buy a new van tomorrow and put these
All right,
banners.
well, we'll call up tomorrow, we'll get a meeting with you, Mark, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, anybody else would like to address council, it's certainly your time. And why don't you Boy Scouts come on up here and, you know, put your name on the record, and we can at least recognize you.
I expect them to talk for a while.
I want to hear a story.
If you could just sign the sheet and state your name, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
So we can read it.
Anyway,
Hey, what are you doing? Sign over there.
I hope you guys don't have any grievances.
Oh, no. Not yet. Here, give me a pen or use it.
I assume you're the scout leader?
No, just the SPL. The senior patrol leader.
Can't use acronyms here, buddy. What's an SPL?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't throw too many
Yeah.
acronyms. Good, state your name for the record, guys, and why you're here.
I'm Charles Lehman. I'm coming here to work with these two on earning a merit badge for communications.
Very good, very good.
I am Robert Biddle, and I am also here working on the communications merit badge.
I'm Noah Krieger, and I'm also here working on the communications merit badge.
Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you,
What did you think tonight?
yeah. Hey, that's a loaded question.
Oh, wow, that's putting me on the spot.
I would like to hear that answer.
No, you don't have to answer that. I'll give you a reprieve.
What's an SPL?
The senior patrol leader. She's right under the adult leaders.
Yeah.
Very good.
Scoutmaster.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, I am the assistant. What's my term?
Who am I?
It was I used to have his job, but my year was through, and I am the assistant scoutmaster of like the kids in a way.
You moved on to bigger and better things.
Yes.
This is why I replaced him.
Well, congratulations, guys, on with your scouting career. Hopefully, it's you get to that scout master. I'm sure that's your goal, and I hope you enjoyed the city.
It has been
Thanks
a
for coming.
blast.
Guys, where's your troop located?
We're from Troop 184, where I'm from.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Speak into the microphone, please.
Well, maybe you
Thank you.
We're from Troop 184 down at the Crossroads Church.
Okay.
What age
Thank you.
group of kids do you work with? Can you speak?
Yeah.
Why are you guys picking on
Well,
me?
because it's for communications and I haven't heard him speak
Yeah,
yet.
That's terrible.
You said his name?
I think it's around
He thought he was
ages
gonna slide easy
starts at
on
ages 13 and goes to 18.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we work with younger scouts too.
Anybody working on the Eagle Scout? Congratulations.
Very good.
Good
Very
job.
good.
Okay.
You have your projects figured out yet?
I already finished mine.
Very good.
This is the last merit badge I need to hit the rank of Life Scout, and then I'll be working on my Eagle, getting approval of it.
Very good.
Very nice.
Well, let us know as far as, there's always projects that we're looking, for that we can help out with here at the municipality, whether it's through the recreation department or otherwise.
Yeah, that's very legit. Tim, do you have a card? Maybe you can give it to the young man with you? Yeah, if there's anything we can do to help in that endeavor, as,
We
you know,
do.
Councilman
Donation.
Griesbach said, we're certainly open, if you would.
I already got dibs. I need a wall that needs built.
Don't listen to him.
He's been working on that for a long time.
But congrats, guys, thank you for coming.
Congratulations.
Nice
job,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry
Luck.
Christmas.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll open it up to anybody else would like to address council. Seeing none, we'll move over to reports of our officials. And Linda, we're going to start off with you tonight.
Okay, I'll make it real fast. Congrats to Dave Knox. That was a wonderful thing to receive, and so congrats to him. I want to say thanks to all my fellow council members, mayor, manager, everyone for this past year. I think we've gotten a lot accomplished. I look forward to the upcoming year. Want to say Merry Christmas, Happy and Safe New Year to everyone, and especially to the men and women of our armed forces and, for being over there and protecting us and let us enjoy our time with our families. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Nick?
Yes, Mayor. Last evening, we had the 2014 Holiday Light Contest. The Recreation Parks Advisory Board drove around in the wagon and judged all the winners from the different wards, and our grand prize winner is Elaine Longo on Dahlia Drive down in the Garden City area. But everyone did a great job, and it was a nice evening out for the Recreation Department, so keep those lights on. And then, speaking of the Recreation Department, there are vacancies on the for the Rec Board, so if anyone's interested, check to see if your ward is one of the vacancies, and please apply. It's a great board to be involved
We
with.
have an address for that Dahlia Drive?
627.
Thank you.
You'll see it, it's all lit up.
It's the lit up one.
They got to get their shots in, Tom. You got to watch yourself.
And other than that, a very Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate those holidays. Otherwise, a very Happy New Year to everyone. And congratulations to the Boy Scouts. And that's all I have for this evening.
Ron?
Well, we, that is the current council, Manager Little, the finance officer, Mr. Lawley, took an inherited budget with better than a $2 million deficit this past year, and yes, we ended up raising taxes, but we followed the residents' request, maintained the dispatch center, maintained the public library, public works, including garbage, the police department with additional manpower, the Parks and Recreation Department, planning and engineering, code enforcement, maintained the animal shelter, and general administrative services. Mr. Johns managed to have Northern Pike Hill repaired better than anyone could have ever hoped. And moving on to next year, again, the same personnel maintained the public services for the budget, dealt with a large increase in diesel and gas prices, dealt with a large increase in salt prices, purchased 2 new fire vehicles, 4 police vehicles, 1 animal control vehicle, 4 public works vehicles, dealt with a contractual wage increase, very large uncontrolled increase in health care, and allotted for the repair of Old Ramsey Road, and provided for a larger budget to the library. And they did it with the cooperation of council and a lot of hard work. My hat's off to all of you, to council. The residents did get what they wanted us to do, a balanced budget, no cuts in services, and no tax increase. I just thought I had to say that for everybody up here for all the hard work they did all year long. I also wanted to announce that every year down by the mall, the radio station has a Stuff-A-Bus program. All the volunteer fire companies, once again, delivered better than $2,500 in toys down there this past week. And that's about it. Just a happy holiday. I hope everybody has a very safe and happy holiday. And see you next year.
Jim?
Yes, sir. Congratulations again to Dave Knox. Number 2, the Spirit of Christmas, which everybody knows I'm involved in. We're having our annual Christmas party for the kids, December 15th, Monday evening, at Silky's Crow's Nest in Sharpsburg. Mr. Hillgrove, with his connections, there'll be a couple of the old-time Steelers. Some of the old Pirates will be there, and we'll once again try to raise money for the kids. Third, everybody's aware of the Public Works Party that goes on for the last 50 or 100 years around this facility. And there's been a lot of controversy about that party. Party's on, as usual. It is on the 19th of December. Very important. There's no money coming from scrap metal to pay for this party. And it didn't take too much work. Everybody knows I'm good at collecting funds. With a little help from my friends, and I'll tell you who they are. Mr. Dice, Chester Engineering, and our mayor, Greg Arancinco. The Public Works Party is on again, and I thank you very much for all that you do to make that happen. Other than that, happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you, sir. Paul?
I don't have anything to say. Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a great and safe New Year.
Steve?
Ditto. Have a safe and great holiday. That's all I have tonight.
Tom?
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'd like to congratulate Dave Knox for his award tonight. I'd like to thank all volunteers that have volunteered to be on various boards and commissions and authorities that we have here. And a special thanks to Mr. Reese Jackson at Ford's Hospital. They are providing rabies shots to our animal control officer and a couple of his volunteers. And thank you, everybody.
And I'll wrap it up very quickly as well. Again, congrats to Dave Knox. Obviously, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to everybody, and Happy Holidays for those that don't celebrate Christmas. I hope your holidays are as well and very safe for you. Don't forget, in January, at our council work session, I will be giving the state of the municipality, as I do every year. It's going to be a little more lengthy than I have in the past couple of years. Please try to either watch or attend. I have a lot of good news, but I have some news that's going to be a little tough for all of us to deal with. It's a mixed bag, if you will, but I've got I can just say this honestly to all of you. Monroeville is moving in the right direction. Things are moving well. We are growing again, not as fast as I would like to see it grow, but please make sure you don't miss that State of a Municipality in January. It'll be interesting to say the least. And with that, I'd like the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And